Now, you see, when you go into trial and say, yeah, it was me, but there was someone else who also did it, that's the kind of defense that a third grader uses. Yeah, I mean, I did it, Mom, but so did the other kids. And guess what? It didn't work in third grade, and it's certainly not going to work in a federal court.
When you think of terrorism, you think of Islamic terrorism. Let's be honest with each other. And it's odd because there are a lot of Christian terrorist organizations.
No, there are actually not a lot of Christian terror organizations. You're incorrect, especially when you compare it to the mountain of terrorist organizations that are Islamic. You want to be honest? Did you just say, I want to be honest? You want to have an honest discussion about terror organizations? They're mostly Muslim. This should not come as a newsflash. So we have a purely fabricated attempt by the Young Turks to just throw out some misinformation and a complete distortion of reality. Pure liberal, hyper-left propaganda that has no basis in reality and is actually dangerous and immoral and shameful that they think that they can pawn this off on us. It boggles the mind to think that these people consider themselves to be do-gooders. There's some sort of like Boy Scout complex where they think that they're helping the world by, they're such noble crusaders. They see a problem in the world. The problem is our boss's daddy is a Muslim. Our boss's family is a Muslim. And the orders from the big head buffalo chief is to make excuses and avoid talking about Muslim terror. In fact, let's talk about other forms of terror. Let's employ the old third grade technique of somebody else is doing something wrong. And on top of that, let's try to make it an equivalence. Let's try to pretend that there are Christians committing acts of terror at the same level as Muslims are. That's genius.
Terrorist organizations of all sorts of religions, but Christianity, world's biggest religion, has its terrorists. They don't get so much PR, though.
And the reason that they don't get a lot of PR, my self-hating liberal cunt friend, is they're not in the news because they're not killing people. If they did do that, if a Christian does walk into a school and kill 150 people like they did in Pakistan recently, it would be in the news. And we would talk about it. Now you're about to dive into some deep Google searches. You had some of your scummy liberal friends get into some Google jujitsu. Okay, gotta find terror groups. These pathetic chumps were scrambling around like madmen. So every new bloodbath that the Muslims commit, these jackoffs go to the Google machine and try to hunt down a Christian group that's doing something that they can portray as equivalent. Good luck with that. You know what? Sometimes I wish I could be like Sam Harris. Sometimes I wish I could be calm, just icy cool, even when confronted by buffoonery like this. Just total, raw, uncut stupidity just pulsating from these idiots. How he does that, I don't know. Maybe I need to sit in a cave for 3 years and just think about things. Maybe I need to become a neuroscientist. I don't know. I don't know how he does it. Sam, what is the secret?
Take a seat either in a chair or cross-legged on a cushion.
Okay.
And gradually become aware of the sensations of sitting. Feelings of pressure in your back or legs.
Yes.
Feel your arms at your sides.
I feel it. It's not working, Sam. I got to be honest.
And perhaps take a few deep breaths.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Sam, they're trying to...
Allow gravity to settle you into your seat.
Yeah. Sam, they're trying to compare Muslim violence to Christian violence. It's the most insane thing ever. You would go crazy on this, Sam. So don't try to pin this on me. This is... Anybody who's rational would freak out about this.
And now gradually become aware of the process of breathing.
Okay. Well, that helps a little bit, but let's hear what he's going to say.
Christianity, world's biggest religion, has its terrorists. They don't get so much PR, though. And we want to correct that. And so we're going to be doing a brief overview of just some of the Christian terrorist organizations that are either still operating or have operated over the past few years and have accrued quite a body count of their own.
Oh, you're going to correct that. You are going to correct a social ill. John, you dopey moron. Before you delve into what surely will be a pathetic and embarrassing odyssey into false equivalence, let me just drop a little stat on you from the year 2015. And remember 2015? It's that year you're in right now. In 2015, John, listen, let me correct something for you and let's be honest here. And come close and listen. In 2015, we have had 62 terror attacks. 56 of them were committed by Muslims. That is 90.3%. Now, it gets worse. Okay, that's just the individual terror attacks. In that group, they are including the firecracker that went off next to an NAACP building because a guy wanted to get back at his tax attorney. Okay, that is a terror attack. That killed nobody, did not damage the paint job of the building. So let's look at the more important stat, which is death. How many deaths have been caused this year in terror attacks? 3,013. How many of those were caused by Muslims? 3,003. That is 99.7% caused by Muslims. Mark that down at home, folks, and use it wherever you want. This one's on the house. Go to Wikipedia, look at the terror attacks from this year. Do the math yourself. It's 99.7 committed by Muslims and counting. So please, John, I cannot wait to see how you are going to make this not about Muslims. See, now I'm getting upset again.
Notice where you feel the breath most distinctly, either at the tip of the nose or in the rising and falling of your abdomen.
No, I don't feel any of that, Sam. I am feeling irate because these people don't understand math. They don't understand reality. They want to fabricate a reality that doesn't exist. Just poof it into existence. And they broadcast this to
Just
millions
feel
of
the mere
people.
sensations associated with the breath.
I know, breath. It's all good.
From the beginning of the inhalation,
Yeah.
through the pause between breaths,
Oh my God, Sam, this is...
and follow the exhalation to the end.
I can't do it. I can't be like you.
Simply cover the breath with your awareness.
I'll tell you what I'm aware of. I'm aware that this attempted false equivalence is criminally stupid, morally insane. I want
There's
to
no reason to
slap these
control
people.
the breath. Just allow it to come and go naturally.
Okay. That last breath helped me a little bit. I'm going to admit that.
This information, by the way, I want to credit him, was put together by Alex Henderson of Alternet, who did a great job of briefly summarizing a number of different Christian terrorist organizations. We're going to talk about three.
You want some more great information? Okay, maybe you think that this is some new phenomenon, that 2015 is some aberrant, just outlier of a statistic. No, here are the stats for 2014, my man. 2014, we had 246 terror attacks around the world. 223 of those were Muslim. That is 91%. Here's the death count. 3,919 people were killed in 2014 by terror attacks. 3,626 of them were committed by Muslims. Those were murders by Muslims. That is 92.5% in 2014. That is the exact same trend that you're going to find for the entire previous decade and beyond, and beyond. Whatever subset of dates you want to find, you're going to find similar numbers. But yeah, please tell me about these three terror groups from the Christians. Let's two wrong make a right this bullshit.